Okay, hi everybody. It is Friday, so I have your next week's assignments all ready to go. If you take a look at the home page, you'll see that I changed it up a little bit. I have a little bit of a preview of the topics for this coming week. It's all about language processing, what happens in the brain, and then how children, babies, neurotypical babies especially, learn and process their first language. So we're getting into this. It's really, really interesting. I think that you're really going to connect and enjoy this information. However, there are a lot of assignments this week. There's a lot of reading, and it is broken up with some videos and some different kind of visual things that you have to do, but it will take you some time. So make sure that you give yourself enough time. You're not going to be able to do all of this in one single day. You're going to have to do it in at least 2 or 3 days. So just make sure that you plan for that. Okay, so you can see that there's now a week 2 button on the home page. So you can just use that to jump right into the beginning of the first module, and you can see that there are 7 different assignments. Just please do them in order. This is really going to make the most sense the way that these are laid out. So use the module how I have it laid out. The first one is a quiz about how the brain processes language, and you've got a video and then a chapter from a textbook here to read. Actually, I think it's not even a full chapter, it's just a few pages. And then the next one is a summary of something called aphasia, and you can read all about that. Watch these videos here. You're kind of talking about these 2 different kinds of aphasia. Then I am asking you to do this timeline of first language acquisition milestones. So basically what I'm asking you to do is to read this article, look through this chart, watch this video, take all of this in, and then you are going to create some kind of timeline. Okay, so use your creativity, however you want to do it. There are many different ways to create a timeline. I have a couple of different suggestions here for you. You can get real creative if you want, or you can just do it really, really basic. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be explaining these, what is happening at these 5 different stages. Okay, so use these these different stage names. Okay, I'm giving you the names. Explain what happens at each one. I have all the information is in here. In addition to that, you can find more information from, so many different websites. If you do find, other websites that you find information from, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you, give me the link when you turn in your assignment, and that way I can check it out. Maybe that is a better article, and I can include it for the next class. Okay. And then for our first discussion is about the theories of first language acquisition. So there's like 3 main theories: the nativist theory, the learning theory, and the interactionist approach theory. So I want you to read all about these different theories. In actuality, it's probably, like a combination of all 3, or like somewhere in between, something like that. But read all about them, and what I want you to do is, tell me which one you think is like the primary one, which one makes the most sense to you, based on, your experience, based on what you think, is just the way that people learn, that, young children, young babies learn their first language based on everything that you have learned up until this point. Okay. And then on the replies, you're going to just go ahead and, either agree or disagree with your classmates, and we'll see if we can get into like a good kind of discussion on this. This is kind of a fun one. Okay. The next one is about motherese, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's like not what the babies say. So this is like a little bit of a confusing one. Just remember to focus on what the parents are saying or the caretakers are saying. And so I have these different sources for you that explain it. And basically, you're just answering the questions here. And when you give me your answer, you can just label them, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to write it like in paragraphs, like an essay. Just give me the numbers. Okay, and then this kind of takes us sort of to the end of our week. Now, remember, in my regular class, this is like really like 3 weeks kind of all pushed into 1 week. So, I would really spend like a whole week just talking about Jeannie in my regular class. Some of you maybe have encountered her case study in maybe child development class or psychology class. She is a really, really famous case study. And you can read all about her. It's a really, really sad case, but it's very, very relevant for psychology and also just really relevant for linguistics. And she is in all the literature and talked about because her really like her story and like how she developed is unlike almost anyone else that they know about. So she's just really famous in that way. So read the information about her. You can read about her language development. I do have an entire documentary about her. The documentary is over an hour. You do not have to watch the whole thing, but you might just want to. It's really, really interesting. It's kind of old, but I'm telling you, if you start watching it, you're probably going to end up watching the whole thing because it's just absolutely fascinating. And then I have an article here about age and the critical period hypothesis that you're going to want to read. And, basically what I'm asking you to do is just really quickly summarize it. And then I want you to say whether you think that her case and the specifics of her case prove it or disprove it, okay? The critical period hypothesis. So some people say that she proves it and some people say that she doesn't prove it. So it's kind of controversial there, but I want to see what you think on that. And then for the last discussion, this is going to be a good one. We're going to write a few lesson plans throughout this class. This is going to be our first one. I'm going to have you write a lesson plan just for Jeannie. Okay, so we're going to use this standard, this speaking and listening standard for kindergarten. And this is not a real classroom. It's really strange because you're just writing it to like a class of one student, one person. Just imagine that you were just her tutor, or you're just teaching to just one single student, which is totally not what anybody would probably be doing. But just imagine that. I do have this lesson plan template that you can use. Or if you have another one that you like of your own, you can use that. But it does need to have, the standard objective materials, instructional strategies, assessments, and reflection. I do not care about that. It's not in my rubric. If you want to put it, you can, but it's really not really relevant in this case. And I explain why. So what you're going to be doing is you are going to just kind of post you're going to attach your document of your lesson plan to the discussion, and you're just going to kind of give like a brief little summary, just a couple sentences, just explaining what it is. And then for your replies, you only have to do one reply, and you're just going to pick one of your classmates that's posted. Try if you can to pick someone who hasn't already gotten feedback, and just kind of give them some feedback. And I have some possible questions that you can answer, or anything else that you can think of that you can just give them feedback on. And that takes us to the end of the week. Like I said, there are a lot of assignments this week, and it will take you some time. There's a lot of reading, but this is some really interesting stuff that I think that you're really going to like. It's nothing too technical. If you are kind of, struggling with not really sure how to answer something, or not really sure if you are, like getting the right information, or, able to figure things out, remember we do have our wonderful past tutor that you can go to, and she's available on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, if I'm remembering that correctly. You can drop in there, just unannounced, and talk to her, or you can also just email me at any time and ask me. An option also is that you can write like a rough draft of any assignment and send it to me and say, am I doing okay? Or maybe like write like the first half of something, say, am I on the right track? Am I doing okay? And then I will let you know, yeah, that's right, or no, you maybe want to kind of do, focus on this, you're not quite answering it, before you get too far down the, kind of going down the wrong path, if that makes you feel a little bit better. Yeah, you can do that to me anytime. That is a better way of doing that, rather than submitting something and then writing me a note in the comments, because I might miss that. It's better to email me, and I'll see that message better and faster than I will a comment in the grade book. Okay, so just yeah, if you can remember to do that. Okay, so any questions, any problems? I'll be around this weekend, next week, not going anywhere, so just let me know, and I will be talking to you later. Okay, bye-bye.